Any guesses
What we're doing?
what we're doing?
No, I forgot what we said before a bit actually, so not really. And I haven't thought about it a lot.
Yeah, so that's kind of the thing. I thought about this at the end of December when you were off and you refused to connect. So that was actually not within any particular project that I wanted to make, but which is basically a recap of what we're doing now. Like it's been like almost 6 months, I think, since we have started. And just to give like some sort of summary and to go through the data of like how well did we go throughout like 2022 in terms of the YouTube and the podcast and kind of the final results to actually see where it got us from the very beginning, which is which I think is unsurprisingly not a lot, and maybe even like quite little, given that we're not really consistent, and I think that our topic is very much is like a very narrow niche actually, so there's not that much traffic that we would be expecting from anything viral. So I wanted to make this something like very kind of quick and just about the data of what we're doing in terms of the content itself, and from that we can see maybe how we stack up like every 6 months, every year, or I don't know, like if we start growing faster we could look at it like maybe even more often.
That makes sense. And for me also, I mean, you are sort of running this. I show up here sometimes and try to say things, but I'm like, I don't really even remember how many videos did we do, and you've done some on your own and so on. So that's interesting to recap.
So in total we did 15 videos, and we were not really consistent in terms of like how often we published. So actually we did our very first video, very first episode was actually in late August, and then we managed to do like 7 more videos in September. So this was actually, I think, the best month, like out of 15 videos, like the half we made in the first month, which is maybe it makes sense because of the enthusiasm, and we had a lot of energy and hopes for that. But at the end, I think kind of remained more or less consistent with only a break in November for about like a month and a half, with a lot of like regular projects that we did. So for these 15 videos, we had 890 views in total, which is not that much actually, which is not that a lot, and 51 hours of cumulative watch time. So this is something that is kind of one of a key metrics for YouTube, I guess, because this is something that like YouTube wants to kill TV and wants to replace it, and basically wants people to spend as many hours watching YouTube. So basically this is something that the more view time you can get out of YouTube, the more YouTube would be actually happy about it and would keep promoting the whole content. So 51 hours is not a lot. Just like to compare, I guess the first sort of benchmark that we can think of is if we want to make, let's say if we want to make money off the channel just by monetizing it with ads, we have to get to 4,000 watch hours per year. So quite a way to go still.
If that's a target, like
I mean, I think it's a good point to keep in mind. Like even if we don't want to monetize, it's still it's still some step that is kind of known along the way. And same goes for like subscribers. So it should be at least 4,000 watch hours per year and 1,000 subscribers. So kind of first step to cover. So subscribers, we had only 25, including basically some of the people that we know, including a few people that we have no idea who they are. And yeah, some left like quite nice comments. So this again is like very few, but I think what is important from this channel is that basically we got a few potential customers for our like core development business from our older network, but thanks to the YouTube channel that actually lets people know that like this is what we're doing, this is what we're experts in right now. And we got a few questions on that. And actually the latest subscriber, I got a notification this morning. The latest subscriber is a potential customer that's I'm like exchanging emails about. Like,
okay,
they're looking after us,
Yeah.
which is good.
So what's your, like, I mean, for me, this is a very new area. So like, what was your expectations? I didn't really have any at all. And is this in line with that, or lower or better, or?
I think it was more or less in line in terms of like we could do better. I think we could do better if we would have like a consistent content strategy and actually produce more consistently, and if we would have like a couple of videos every single week very consistently, maybe thinking a little bit better about the topics, we could grow faster. But this was never like a priority that we had, so it was kind of something that I expected. And with a few channels that I had before, the picture was very similar on the very like early stage, where YouTube needs to figure out like what your channel is about, and you are not getting like more traffic while it basically tries to understand your niche, which I think is something that I saw become better in like in the way our channel performs, which was kind of weird. So in the beginning, you have some views, you have like sometimes you have like a spike if some video performs better, and basically you get somewhat mixed results. And then what we saw on months like 2, 3, I think, was that we kept getting these mixed results in terms of the views, but the watch time actually improved a lot.
Okay.
Like we started getting more frequently, we started getting people who would actually watch what we're doing. This is something that I heard as a personal feedback on our channel, is that if someone is outside our niche, it's kind of hard to grasp what we're talking about. And it's not a mass kind of popular topics that we're discussing with like development, like developing some very specific apps. So I guess it's like, it's hard to grasp when you're just coming from nowhere and seeing our channel. But I think we're getting better, and maybe not us specifically, but also YouTube gets better at finding people who find our content more interesting. And basically newer videos, they get more exposure to actually like longer views per piece of content.
Yeah, okay.
That we push out. Because in the beginning, it was like very random. Yeah.
Yeah. Now in terms, I mean, I said I didn't have any expectations on numbers, but I think what we have done is a bit different than what I expected, or that I think we planned to do. Like from 0 to 1, we wanted to follow like doing one project and keep building it, but it has become more different things. We are sort of in the middle of that process now with the new project. I don't know if that has affected the views or anything like that, but to me it has not been a super consistent like story or like series to follow. It's been more fragmented.
And I think it's fine to do so, because for one, it should be something that we can do consistently, and we are not able to consistently do just one project because that one keeps getting stuck. And second, what I learned from at least the other examples of I saw, including very successful like podcasts and channels, is that no matter what you do, like whenever you face anything that you think might work better, it's okay to pivot and maybe even completely change the whole like storyline. And some actually almost by accident managed to find like a different path and different types of content that they were doing, which was found interesting by the subscribers, by the viewers. Yeah, we don't have that many subscribers yet. So yeah, I was trying to follow basically kind of two ways of the types of content that we do, where one is basically following our journey, which is like not very straightforward in like building projects, and the second one more oriented on actually what people are searching for around what we're doing, and basically what we are good at, which is, for me, I guess, is like setting up tracking and basically web analytics and that kind of stuff. So tutorial kind of videos. And what is, I guess, what is surprising to me a little bit, what I didn't expect, is that I cannot tell that some of these videos perform better or worse than the others.
The two different types, you mean?
Yeah, they are the two different types, and I cannot say that like the how-to videos are getting like way better at YouTube search. Not that much. Like there are people, and they are people even who comment and they say that this is actually helpful, but it's not that many, and it's not more compared to what we are doing like personally as our own projects, which could potentially tell that we can just keep doing what we find the most fun in that like space. Because also the how-to videos, they are not the podcast format, so this is not something that you would follow. So yeah, I guess we can keep experimenting and see like if there's anything like particularly that would be working better. So,
but isn't the idea there, at least with the more how-tos, that's like more of an evergreen? When someone searches it, it can have a longer lifetime.
Yeah, for sure. That's
theoretically.
Theoretically, yeah, that's how it should work, but I'm not sure if that's the only right way, or like it's definitely not the only right way, because like if the channel actually grows and if our stories actually becomes interesting and we get to some like broader mass following, then it doesn't really matter if we have like any evergreen content. If our newer videos would get to like thousands and thousands of views quickly, then the consistency of actually publishing new would be needed. And also for YouTube, what I like, even if we have some of the like the evergreen content, it doesn't mean that we can stop actually creating the new content. So what actually happens is, as soon as you stop producing new stuff, this is where your overall views across the board can go down. So you do have to be like consistent and create something new, so that also the old stuff keeps getting like some attention and some traction. But it's actually funny, because I have a different channel where there are a few how-to videos on actually like how to do something like some stuff around the bike, and they're like, it's been years already since I keep getting some like very smart people telling how wrong I am about using like WD-40 for something, or like that I'm doing something completely wrong. And it's so funny to think of it, like I did it like 7 years ago maybe already, and people are still passionate about how like wrong I was back then.
And that's the best way to get engagement, right? Say wrong stuff, or make people it's more interesting to say that someone's wrong than right.
Exactly. And it's not like, and there's like nothing really controversial that I was trying to do. It's just like, you can have a million opinions about how you do some of the like mechanical technical stuff, I guess, and people just don't agree on the internet, and that works amazing. Like there's like a consistent flow of people just not agreeing, and there's like thousands of views for these videos about how I guess you should not do some of the things. But our content surprisingly was very like it had very positive very positive reaction from people. So we only have 2 videos which have a single dislike each. Like across everything that we published, there's not that many likes to be honest, but like there are a few, and of like the dislikes, there's just 2 dislikes to 2 videos in total across like everything that we did. So like the reaction to what we did was positive, if anything, like as little as it was, but it was quite positive.
It's not stirring up a lot of feelings, which is makes sense.
I guess so. So out like, and of the comments that we got, like some of them are actually like super nice. So one person said that like they just wrote us, make more content about Shopify apps as it's underserved space, which is kind of a nice hint that we tried to move in that direction, and someone actually appreciated that specifically. Then the other one was like mentioned that our videos about setting up Google Analytics and GA4 are the best. Although I'm not sure about like the person who wrote this, because like their YouTube channel is very shady and like weird about currency trading and like the daily stock exchange trading challenges, and that kind of a little bit maybe a little bit shady stuff, but I don't know.
I also need Google Analytics.
But like if we can help someone, that's great. So out of the videos that we have, any idea or guess which one was the best, the highest viewed of all that we did, like from your memory?
Yeah, but I think you might have mentioned something before, but I think the one with like how much money can you make from Shopify apps?
Yeah, that's like by far that's the best. Any guess for the second?
Clickbait and stuff.
Exactly, which kind of makes sense, but like any guess on the second best, like which one was the other one? And that's I will say that was not the Google Analytics video, so that was something that we did together.
Yeah, okay. Well, I was gonna guess that one otherwise. So no, I don't really remember.
So that it was the video about the feedback from Shopify, which to me was which to me felt like a surprisingly fruitful like video, where we actually got like a few topics that Shopify mentioned of what was wrong with the app, and we could go through them and see what are the mistakes of when you submit the app. So that one was the second best, with like 115 views to date.
And what did the first one have then?
The first one was 283.
Wow, so that's massively bigger than the rest.
Yeah, exactly. So like these 2 cumulative are like a third of the total views, or even like more than a third of the total views. So, but that's quite often that's like what I saw as well, that there's maybe some video that actually generates a lot of attention. And the worst is actually when this is some sort of a very simple how-to video, where like it can be a very helpful video that actually generates a lot of traffic through search, but it solves a very simple problem that no one really cares about like anything else. Like no one subscribes. You get like thousands of views, but no one subscribes. No one like keeps looking what is up on the channel. They came to learn how to do something like very specific, very short, and they're done. Like that was a problem with like a lot of DIY videos that we did, for example. For the other thing, like a good example, I guess, was like how to tie a tie like on a box when you wrap a gift. And there was like a top view video on how to actually do this nicely, and like a 2-minute video that had like tens of thousands of views. That like people would watch it and they would tie their fancy tie and leave.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so that was I guess that was it mainly for the YouTube. So I guess like the key for it is to just keep actually making videos and keep posting as regular as we can, and that's kind of keeps feeding the system. What was surprising to me is that basically our main journey of videos, I was also posting as podcast format into Spotify and the rest, and we got 30 views last year from those. Listens, but also maybe views. And this is something that I'm not sure how to track this yet. Basically, Spotify is moving towards the video format of podcasts, where you can also like watch stuff. And mainly all the episodes I was uploading just as audio format, but the last one that we did where we spoke with the developers, that one I did with the video format.
Okay.
And also just because the audio format, it usually loads quicker, so I used that one, but it didn't work properly, so I uploaded a video format, and that one actually got the most listens or views, or like altogether.
Okay.
So I found a way that you can actually so we're using this platform called Anchor, which is like a podcasting platform now bought by Spotify. And I found that there is actually a way to batch re-upload the episodes.
Okay.
So I actually went back and re-uploaded all the audio episodes into the video episodes. So actually all the podcasts, wherever they are available as video episodes. But yeah, the thing is that it's not clear how people find it, because we're not really promoting it in that format. It was just uploaded as like as a like as a backup, or but it got to 30 views and or listens. Yeah, and it, like, our new videos and new episodes, they keep getting like a few new listens consistently, which means that there's probably like even someone subscribed, or someone kind of keeping an eye on that. So yeah, and of that, what I wanted to actually mention is that for the podcast, you can actually see the split by countries, or like from where you get all the listens. Number one is, I guess not surprisingly, that's the US, because like for every English language like video or content, it's typically like the US, then the UK, and then like some of the English speaking go first. But it's only the US that is number one, and then the rest was completely surprising to me. Like UK is the country number 4, and that is that is something that I did not expect. So country number 2 on the list of like all the listens that we have, it's South Korea.
Okay. And how many is that then? Like, is it significant at all?
Well, no, not really. That's like a few people, I guess. Maybe like 5 people or so, 4 or 5 people. Yeah, and so then the third one is Thailand. And then we have
East Asia.
Yeah, Yeah. And only then after that we have UK, but then Israel, Italy, Germany, India. And then number 10 is Uzbekistan, which I guess I listened to it like once when tested.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know like where do people find us, but in terms of the geography, we are serving to Asia almost as much as to the American market.
Yeah, very international.
Yeah, such as we are.
Yeah.
Which I actually, yeah, I did think about it for a moment when we had the previous video with the developers. It was a call between Sweden, Turkey, Uzbekistan, and Vietnam.
Yeah, true.
And we don't really think about it like that. We have to communicate like only in that types of connections.
No, that's every day now. Yeah, we had some call. We were on with some external guys, then they noticed it that
Yeah.
cross, but we're kind of used to it.
Yeah, that's true. So yeah, I think that's it. I don't have anything else to share that is fun.
Oh, that's interesting. But then, so key outcome basically is to no major changes now, but more consistency and keep at it and see what happens.
Exactly. Yeah, I think more consistency, more yeah, and I actually like more progress with our own projects would mean also consistency for that thing. So
Yeah.
I guess we can take it out as we have to keep pushing and getting some outcomes regularly, which should bring us results for that as well.
Yeah.
And yeah, and hopefully that will also bring us new business as it seems to be doing like slowly.
Yeah. Oh, cool. Interesting stuff.
Yeah.